Happy New Year. Today, I'm going to share with you my 5 favorite self-care splurge products. This is what I use to make myself healthier and happier so that I can show up in therapy, so that I can be 100% when it comes to my physicality, when it comes to my emotional state, when it comes to my mental state. So, what I'm going to talk to you about today are 5 products that will decrease the exposure you have to toxins and improve your health so that you can deliver at a higher level in 2025. I'm going to share with you 5 splurge products that will help you be a better version of yourself as a person, as a speech therapist in the year 2025. I'm going to start with 2 products from Primally Pure. So I'm going to put this in the show notes. Primally Pure is PrimallyPure.com. And these are natural products without all of the chemicals that actually work. I think they work better than the chemical-laden products that you see out there with huge price tags. The first one is a charcoal deodorant. I work out 7 days a week, every single day, and I use this charcoal deodorant. I do not even smell whatsoever when I'm done with my workouts. I like this for both men or women, and it has a really mild smell. So I'm very sensitive to smell, and it's an essential oil smell. It's not a fragrance. It's very natural, very non-toxic, no aluminum, none of that garbage. It actually works. The charcoal deodorant from Primally Pure, it's going to set you back $16. Like I said, it's a bit of a splurge, but it lasts a really long time and it works really well and it smells really nice and it comes on really easily. It doesn't come on like sticky, clumpy, or chalky. So this is a really nice deodorant. So check that out if you want to splurge and get away from the chemicals that you're putting under your armpits. This is the second splurge so you can be happier, healthier, a better version of yourself, both inside therapy and outside of therapy. I love this stuff and it's currently out of stock. I think it's because it's just after the Christmas season. This stuff is liquid gold. It's called antioxidant balm. Look at that. Oh my goodness. It's kind of orange colored. When you put it on, it's kind of this orange, balmy, very good for dry skin. I had a scar underneath my eye from opening my car door on my face. That's what happens when you're too busy. When I'm too busy, I hurt myself. I have accidents left and right when I have too much on my plate. What I did is I opened my car door because I was in a hurry on my face because I was carrying all of these things, of course, as well. My head was down, I'm carrying all this stuff, and I opened the car door and I had a bloody scar right underneath my eye. I put this on for a month, this antioxidant balm on my scar and as well as all over my face. And the neat thing is that the scar disappeared. Now I was putting Mederma on it. I was putting Eucerin. I was putting some retinol on it that the dermatologist recommended to get rid of that little scar under my eye. None of that worked. This is completely natural. And it actually did the trick. All of the chemicals I was putting on my face did not work. And the prescription retinol and everything to get rid of that scar, this antioxidant balm did. What I do with this antioxidant balm is I use what I'm going to share with you next. This is a natural foundation and it's called Crunch. So I like the number 2. So I have fair skin, but it's with golden undertones, not fair skin with purple bluish undertones. I have a warm undertone, but my skin is fair. So I use number 2 Crunch and I love it because it's kind of a high coverage and it lasts all day. So I work from 7 a.m. and I'm working easily till 9 o'clock at night, right? And I don't touch up my makeup. I just don't have any time for that. And I use this Crunch, stays on all day, and it gives nice coverage. I mean, it really gives, I guess I would say, medium to high coverage. So if you have some acne or if you have melasma or blotchy skin, this will cover it. So I highly recommend this Crunch. This is all natural, no chemicals, no fragrances, and it actually is better than the chemical-laden stuff. I went with natural foundations in the past, and I found them either to be too orangey or they didn't provide enough coverage. Or if they did provide enough coverage, they were like very obvious, like clown makeup-y. This is very natural and it kind of makes your skin even look a little glowy. What I like to do with the crunch is I like to mix it in with the antioxidant balm. And that's because the crunch actually seems a little bit like dry, high coverage, and I don't need that high coverage. I need more of a medium coverage, maybe at most. So I mix it in with the antioxidant balm in my palm, and then I put them on together, and it gives a nice glowy, lighter coverage, and it's not so dry and it spreads really easily. So that is my recommendation. Like I said, the antioxidant balm is not cheap. It's $42 and it is on out of stock right now, but it's worth getting it when it does come into stock. The Crunch foundation is not cheap. It's $50. However, the Crunch foundation, a little dot of it, a little pea-sized amount will cover your whole face. So this is going to last forever. So I go through foundation really quickly. I usually get the squeeze out of the tube chemical laden brand, and I'll go through one tube in a month. So this is actually less expensive than what you get at the pharmacy because it lasts longer and you're using a lot less of it. I highly recommend the Crunch Foundation. I love it. I use it in number 2 because I have fair golden skin. And what I like about it is it's not orangey colored like some foundations are, and it also like stays on all day. So I only have to put my pump foundation on once at 7 in the morning, and it sees me through to the evening. Those are my 3 splurges so far. I have 2 left. This next one really isn't a splurge, but I love it. Okay. This is Dr. Bronner's Peppermint Organic Hand and Body Lotion. I go to Better Health, but if you go to a health food store, they always have the Dr. Bronner's soaps. You see them in the big containers that I always use for my hand soaps, but they're organic hand lotion and peppermint. Oh my goodness. It smells so good. It smells so clean. There's no fragrances in it. It's all natural. It's all essential oil. So what I'm doing, and this will set you back if it's not on sale, $12.99. If it is on sale, it's $9.99, something like that. It's totally worth it. The Dr. Bronner's peppermint. It smells so clean and so good. Love that stuff. This is what I have in my therapy room because I'm always cleaning my hands one client after the next. They get really dry, they get cracky, you get cuts in them. I put this on constantly in therapy and my room smells so nice. It doesn't seem to bother anyone. The essential oil kind of smell, it doesn't seem to irritate people that are smell sensitive that come into the room. No one has said anything. I just love it. It smells so clean. It's so great. That's not an expensive splurge, but it's a splurge because I want you to focus on getting rid of fragrances. When you look at your products, when they say perfume, fragrance, that's where a lot of the chemicals lie. So instead, you want to see essential oil there. Even in my fabric softener dryer sheets, I buy the natural ones that are with essential oil instead of the chemical laden fabric softener sheets. Of course, you could also use one of those wool balls, yarn balls, and you could put essential oil on that. What I want you to think about for this next year, I just want you to be healthier, happier, and that means getting rid of the chemicals. So that's what we're talking about today is how can we detox? And I talked about a couple of things, way to do that. Like instead of the deodorant, go to the natural deodorant, but I give you a natural deodorant that actually works, that actually smells nice. It's not the natural deodorant that doesn't work, which I've been through a lot of those. And thinking about makeup, the reason we want to do our foundation natural is because this is on your face for 12 hours a day. Your skin is the largest organ in your body. You don't want to put chemicals on your face all day. It's a good switch and it's better than the chemical laden stuff. So it's actually worth it. So we're talking about, and also that antioxidant balm. I hear I have this scar under my eye. I've been putting prescription retinol on it. I've been putting Mederma, all of this scar stuff on it that hasn't done anything to it. And then here I put in this antioxidant balm that's all natural without any chemicals. And look what happens. The scar is disappearing in just a month. Number 5, the last splurge is magnesium flakes. I used to use Epsom salt because I work out a lot, and Epsom salt is good for detoxification as well. You have more magnesium, and the flake texture, what I find, has been better for the eczema. When I used Epsom salt, it would kind of irritate my eczema, which I get on my shins in the wintertime. The magnesium flake actually calms the eczema. When you're dealing with magnesium flakes, you want 100% magnesium chloride flakes. You don't want any fragrances in there. You don't want any other extra chemicals in there. 100% flakes, that's what you want. This big tub runs for under $20 when you buy it at a health food store. I always go to Better Health. That's my go-to place because they have one down the street from me. That is a splurge that's worth it because the magnesium flakes, according to the experts, are better than Epsom salt because they're better at detoxification. I can't give you research articles on this. This is according to the experts. They have higher levels of magnesium, and the flakes are actually something that better absorb into the skin than the Epsom salt texture. And this is expert opinion. This is not me saying, and here's the research. They did an A/B study comparing them in a double-blind, random controlled trial, and they found these things to be the case. I go to magnesium flakes instead of the Epsom salt because I find that it is better for me for the eczema that I get in the wintertime. And because of what they say about it being better at detoxification, hydration, and delivering magnesium through the skin than the Epsom salt, that is my up level that I use instead of Epsom salt. So those are the 5 product splurges that I would recommend. Now let's get real. If you really want to up level your practice, try the SIS membership. I know that many of you are listening, who haven't tried it yet. It's time to DSD. It's time to do something different and try my SIS membership. You get educationally rich materials in the form of a Google slide deck and in the form of movement activities delivered to your inbox every single week. So it's 100% done for you, ready to go. All you need to do is print it out, laminate, cut, and I use these Velcro coins, get them all ready, and you're all set for the week. You have top shelf, educationally rich material activities for all of the students on your caseload. Now, that is what I want to recommend if you really want to uplevel your practice. That is going to be a total game changer. And it's not only a game changer because the activities are so educationally rich, because they improve speech, language, literacy, movement, social emotional growth, executive function, all simultaneously, right? Because this is not drill and kill. This is the opposite of drill and kill. These are very intelligently created activities that incorporate literacy, language, speech, executive function, movement. So you're treating the whole. What makes these activities so special is because you have this top shelf intervention already done, already ready to go. What that frees you up to do is to be present. And when you are present, that is when the magic is going to happen. When you are 100% there, that is when you are going to effectively present. That's when you're going to effectively respond to the child in a dynamic, it's on a moment to moment basis. So, what makes therapy dynamic is not going in there and saying, this is the plan. I'm going to do X and the child's going to do Y. But what makes it dynamic is I'm going to do X, child will do Y, then I'm going to do Z, then child's going to do C, then I'm going to do D, then child's going to do F, and then I'm going to do G, and the child will do H, and I'll do I. Your focus is not going to be on what am I going to do? Where am I supposed to be? What are the goals here? The focus is going to be on the child. The focus is going to be on how am I going to effectively present and how am I going to effectively respond and how am I going to effectively engage this child. It's like you already have this amazing pot of bone broth soup with organic vegetables, and you know how expensive that is in this economy. You have the top shelf ingredients. You have it all done and prepared. All you need to do is be present. And when you are present, that is when the magic's going to happen. When that child is engaged, that is when you are going to be able to effectively support that child on a moment-to-moment basis. Not when you're worried about what am I doing, what am I going to do next. Your mind should not be on what just happened or what's going to happen in the future. When you are present, that's when the magic's going to happen in therapy. And it's going to show in terms of gains. What you're going to find if you join the SIS membership is you're going to see gains in which the children's speech and language and literacy skills and augmentative communication skills, in which all of that is skyrocketing. You're going to see gains across developmental domains. That's not by accident. The reason you're seeing gains across developmental domains is because it's in there. It's because this is a pot with all of these amazing top shelf vegetables thrown in that pot. All of the good stuff is in there. You're treating the whole child. All of that is baked in which all of those developmental domains are addressed. So what happens as a result of receiving highly educationally rich intervention, of receiving a therapist that is 100% engaged, that is presenting information multimodally, in which the child is expressing themselves multimodally. That is when you're making optimal gains in therapy. That is what it looks like when you're changing lives. This whole episode about 5 splurges, the biggest splurge of all is joining the SIS membership. It's time to roll up your sleeves. It's time to do something different. It's time to up level the practice. It's 2025. If you haven't done it yet, if not now, then when? When are you going to commit? Make the commitment, do it, and watch these children thrive. Why are we doing this? Because at the end of it, you're going to be happier. You're going to be healthier because you're doing something different. You're going to notice a difference. That's why we do these things. That's why we say, you know what? I'm going to throw away all this stuff that has fragrance as an ingredient in it. Because that's just a proprietary blend of toxic chemicals that's hidden behind that word perfume. Get rid of it. It's time to do something different. It's time to invest in yourself. It's time to invest in your children. And it's only going to happen if you DSD, if you do something different. I want you to take all this information. It's not enough to hear it. You've got to live it. You've got to do it. And that means you've got to roll up your sleeves and make the world a better place. One child at a time. You will always be first. And I hope to see you at the SIS drawing board, not later, but right now. It's time to up level your practice. It's time to change lives. And I want you there growing with me in 2025. And I want you there with me, changing lives alongside me. And together, we are better.